Hi everyone, how's it going? Got some more news from Aptera. I'm sure you're going to appreciate this, so we're going to go ahead and just get right into it. Got Steve Fambro, he's talking on a news channel, so let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. It's good to have everybody here. Thank you so much for joining Free Power. We're going to talk about how we know that in the Middle East that the war there is really bringing gas prices to an all new high level, and people are starting to buy more EVs. So this news segment that Steve Fambro is on, he's actually talking about when the solar vehicle is coming out and when we can expect customers to start having them in their hands. So let's check this video out from France 24. Let's get into it.
The energy crisis caused by the war in Iran has been a wake-up call and prompted governments to try to speed up a shift to electric cars. So could solar cars be next?
Well, Mark, solar cars have been around for decades, with an international cross-continental race held in Australia since the 1980s. But due to technical challenges in generating enough electricity to power a passenger car, they have so far remained experimental. Now, one US startup says it's come a step closer to bringing solar cars to the mass market. For more, let's bring in Steve Fambro, co-CEO of Aptera Motors. Thank you for joining us, Steve.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, first of all, why is it so difficult then to make commercially viable solar cars?
Well, I think it's difficult traditionally because cars use a lot of energy just pushing the air out of the way, and car companies make cars that look boxy and traditional. They don't think about drag. We started out making the most efficient vehicle possible, and that makes it able to harvest solar energy for meaningful range.
Well, efficient indeed, but then looking at your design, it's very lightweight, it's very small. Cars are also, of course, a means of transport. It has to carry people. How efficient can your car be in that sense?
Well, it holds 2 passengers, and the cargo area and back stores up to 1,000 liters of cargo space. So that's more luggage than you can put in most conventional cars. So it's actually quite big inside. It even has a camping tent option, which turns into a camping vehicle, and you can sleep inside of it. So it's quite roomy inside.
What happens when it rains or during the night?
You just get less free charge. You can still plug it in like a regular electric vehicle, but most people driving less than 60 kilometers a day won't need to plug it in at all.
Wow. So you recently rolled out the first car off your validation assembly line, and you're hoping to start delivering the model to customers. When are you aiming to start mass producing your solar car?
The first small volume vehicles will go to customers later this year. Large volume manufacturing starts next year in 2027, but we hope customers will have them in their hands starting this year.
Are they going to be expensive?
It's about $40,000. So for a price for range of getting about 600 kilometers range on a charge, there's no other vehicle that comes close for that price.
And do you think it can one day be mainstream?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we have 50,000 orders right now, so we have to produce about $2 billion worth of vehicles to satisfy that. And I think once people start seeing them in their driveways and around town, the interest is only going to increase.
And going back to your cars being roomy but still very small, now can we imagine solar power used in public transport or lorries or buses one day?
Absolutely. In fact, if you fly to the United States through Salt Lake Airport, chances are your airplane will be pushed back from the gate with an electric tug that is completely powered by our solar panels. So we're already using our automotive-grade solar technology in different segments altogether.
And just very quickly, Nissan also recently unveiled its solar car, while a German startup, Sono Motors, has abandoned its solar car project because it just never became viable. Is competition heating up then?
I wouldn't say competition's heating up. A lot of manufacturers, big OEMs, have dabbled with adding a solar panel here or there. For us, it's not a panel. The solar is integrated into the vehicle, and it's the largest part of our IP portfolio. So we're all about and only about solar transportation. It's not a fad or it's not a gimmick for us. It's our core thesis.
Well, Steve Fambro, co-CEO of Aptera Motors, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
An interesting aspect. Solar cars next. Then.
Fascinating stuff, isn't it? Solar vehicles, can you imagine it? You know, I picture something with like a big sort of solar panel on the roof, but it's not at all like that, is it? You know, you can have the panels discreetly placed somewhere in the bodywork to sort of enable that. Free charge, which is really interesting if that actually happens. And of course, if you live in a sunny place, all the better, you know. You come back with more business in around about an hour's time. Thank you very much indeed. Fascinating interview with Steve Fambro there.
Well, we can see how excited the newscasters are about solar power. It is an interesting concept, and no doubt Aptera is working hard to get the vehicle out into the customer's hands. And of course, we know most of us are waiting to get our Aptera. So once production starts and they start getting them into the hands of people, we know that the interest of these solar vehicles are going to rise dramatically. And I, for one, can't wait to get my 600-mile Aptera on the road. But they seem very excited. And Steve Fambro alluded to the Aptera coming out at least by the end of the year, or at least getting the key in the customer's hands by the end of the year. So that's just awesome to think about. Aptera is not slowing down. They're continuing to work hard. We know that they're using their solar panels on several different type of vehicles. One of them he talked about at the airport, where they're using them on vehicles that actually move the planes around or moves the luggage. So that's just awesome to think that at least their panels are being used now, and they can't be too far away from producing the Aptera on their assembly line. But anyway, once again, how do you feel? We know that this is going to be great once they come out. How do you feel about the Aptera making the moves to get ready to get their vehicles on the road? He said at least by next year, they should be mass producing them. Really good news. I'm excited. I'm so looking forward to it. Can't wait to get my vehicle and see them on the road. But anyway, once again, how do you feel? You know, we're going to go ahead and just end this right here, because I'm sure there's going to be some really good news coming up this summer about all the validation testing that they've been doing. And as soon as I find out, you will find out. So you guys take care. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe. You catch all my videos when they come out. You guys take care. We will see you in the next video. All right, adios.